So I'm here with the Pandora box, and I thought I'd give you guys some tips and tricks. Something that I never knew. I just kind of just went in and started buying them. I didn't know anything about arcades too much, and I just kind of had to learn as I went. But I'll go ahead and show you guys some tricks on the joysticks, and how these things don't always fit all clone Sanwa joysticks, because you see people on YouTube and they're like grabbing these and they're putting them on, which is a Sanwa. See if I can get this thing to focus any better, I need some light. Let's get some light here. So this is my Sanwa, you can see it there, and you see people popping these things off and taking off the generic ones and putting on the real ones, and I'll be showing you that isn't the case every time. I'll show you what a 2-pound spring looks like also, but first let's go ahead and check this out. I'll also show you how to, I won't show you how, but I will tell you what grease you're going to need to grease up these joysticks, because they will get dry on you. But first things first, we got the 4S and a 5S over there, and we both know there's no such thing as a 5S when it comes to a Pandora's box. But even though, well, we'll go ahead, I'll tell you about that when we get there. But let's go ahead and open this guy up. I already have it so that I can go ahead and just open it. So if I open this up, this is how it looks. Now I'm going to get something to hold that real quick. So I just had to find something to hold this lid open, and I'm using the Trinitron controller. So this is a look at a real board, and how do I know, or how would you know if it's a real Pandora's board or not? And what I mean by real Pandora board, I mean the very first ones. So, excuse me, that's what you're gonna look for there. And you see this on this side, it says H and A. Then if you come over here, it also says there's a serial number, and there's even a board number, 1732. And that's how you know that this is real, when you see the H and A and that serial number right here, and this here on the top. So this is a real one, which will not overheat. So it's really good, so you don't need a fan for this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the controllers. And the controllers, there's no big deal with these ones. There's really no tips or any tricks I can teach you guys about that one. But let me shut this up, and we'll get to the next one. And that other one can become problematic quick. So let's go ahead and go to that one real quick. Alright, so let's hurry up here. So we got these controllers here, which feel really good. They are clones to Sanwa controllers. And when I first got it, everything was so good, you know? But then it started getting dry, and when I would go up and down, it would just feel like it would pull on the acrylic, and I just didn't even want to play anymore. But how I fixed that is I put some grease in there, and we'll talk more about that. So if I pop this one open, it'll go ahead and stay open. But I'm going to still put my control here so that it doesn't fly back on me by accident. So I'll go ahead and get some light. And this one here is a real Pandora's board too. It just doesn't have a board number. H and A and we got that there. I'm not sure what that says upside down. And then we got the serial number there. So this is a real board. I put a heatsink on this one. This is my favorite one here. Although I am waiting for like the newer Pandora's boxes to receive one of those. And this one right here, you're gonna come into some problems with the controllers. They get dry on you, and you're gonna need to get some grease. And I don't mean you need to go and order some grease from Japan and wait 10 years in the mail, and after $15 and 7 days later you're oiling them up or greasing them up. I mean, this is the kind of grease you're going to use. I'm also going to tell you right now, I did get ghetto on it, and I tried using petroleum jelly, and it didn't do anything. It got worse. And I even dropped a little bit of oil in it, and the oil was from electrical oil. So I just dropped a little bit of oil in there, you know, and it started squeaking. It got worse. So when I put the petroleum jelly in there, it sort of fixed it, but it just was squeaking. It just got worse. So then I went down to Lowe's, and I picked up this grease, and I tried each one out on my fingers and decided to go with the tacky grease. So you can buy this by itself, just like this, for about $3. The only thing, it goes inside of a gun, like a caulking gun, but you can easily just tear off the bottom and just, you know, get some out with your finger and put it on what you need to. And I'll do a video on that too. But like I said earlier, on this one, you see how you got these here? Let's see if I can aim this up correctly. I'm running out of time. So you see how you got these restrictor plates here? Now I'm going to go ahead and take one off for you. So give me 1 second. So here's the restrictor plate. It's just a cheap one, but I got the Sanwa inside of it. So when it came, it had a circle, which is not bad. But I wanted something with a little less, you know, something more I can hit onto and really ride it, you know, just ride the restrictor plate like. And I like this. It's not too bad. I do like the circles a lot. But anyways, here's the one that went. Oh no, I forgot. I'm using that in another one, but I'll show you that right now. But so here's a real one. Here's a fake one. You can see it doesn't say Sanwa over here, and this one does say Sanwa right there. It's just backwards. It doesn't like to show up this way, so I put it like this. So it does say Sanwa, but anyways, they look the same. But when I try using this on there, it just doesn't fit. And I tried and tried and tried, and it won't fit. I tried it, I put it on, and it seems like it's just a tad bit too small. And it shouldn't be this tough to put on. Honestly, it should be a lot easier. See that? I mean, it's just too small. It's just a tad bit too small. So what I was able to do is go ahead and push on these, turn it a couple times. Here we go. They just come out. Even on the generic one as well. I was lucky enough to have one that you were able to change these up. So I did. So I was able to just take out the middle part. I forgot what it's called. And I just interchanged it for this one over here, and the hex, I mean, and it's been pretty cool since. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back on. Just want to make sure they're the same way, so you can see. Look at when I put this on. This is the generic one. It's not the Sanwa. It just glides into place. And the Sanwa was just too, it was just too small. So if you been looking at YouTube videos and those guys are just swamping them, you might want to consider checking it out first before you start buying stuff. But there it is. Those are the things I wanted to let you know. And remember, all the rules apply from this joystick to the same thing as something like this. Same thing. This one right here was, I don't have it opened up, but I did mod this one too, but not completely. I kind of like the buttons. People hate them, but I like them. I love the buttons. They're not bad at all. You just got to do more of the work, that's all. But I did end up putting a Sanwa restrictor plate with circle inside, and it came out pretty good. So the same rules apply when it comes to your oil. You can use the same thing on something like this or any joystick. So those are just some quick tips I wanted to show you guys. Show you and tell you. So thanks a lot.